Hi, welcome to my tutorial on combining 6 intervals. 6 plus 6 equals major, minor, and diminished triad. So today I'm going to be in the key of F. So any of you who have been following my channel for a while realize that every week I pick a key to practice out of. So this happens to be the key of F. So I was just sitting around just playing some different intervals, 6 intervals, and been watching some different tutorials on YouTube, people talking about triads, and I thought to myself, oh, well, if you take 1 6th and you add another 6th, then you get these, major, minor, and diminished triads. So what I'll do to start off is I'll just kind of show you the basic concept of how to combine 6 intervals to do triads. Keep in mind that I have some things planned out, and then hopefully, as I go through this, I'll discover, things that I can share with you. So right off the bat, and there'll be a PDF that you can download from my Dropbox of all the key of F, the entire fingerboard. So, so in the key of F, you have an F major chord, F-A, and then F-A-C and A-C. I'm just going to climb up the fretboard with all the different diatonic triads. So F, A, A, C. Then the next one's going to be G minor, G, B flat, B flat, D. So that's essentially what's happening is it's essentially giving you the sound of the chord. Okay, so next one, A minor, A, C, C, E. B flat D, B flat chord, D F, C major chord, C E, E G, D F, D minor, F A, D minor chord. Okay, so E diminished, E G, and then G B flat. So good. I'm just going to use diminished 7 for. So that has one extra note into C sharp, and then back to F A, and then A, C. All right. So many different ways I can approach this. So I thought one thing that would be interesting is take these, go back and forth, and then maybe drop in a bass note to just give it, the sound of the chord. Drop in the bass note with your thumb. A minor. Now there you can use open. Okay, B flat. Okay, so now at this point, maybe I'll talk about maybe different fingerings you can use. So that's the thing that learning the guitar, you just have to think about different ways of fingering things. So for example, here on this B flat, certainly the thumb would work, but if you finger the intervals like this, then you can just bring your first finger across to give it a bass note. And then if you want to get really tricky, then you can maybe throw in the 5th also. Okay, I'll do this ending on the C chords. So I have my C. And I'm throwing in my C bass. Or I can throw in, D minor. Okay, so there, I can finger like that, throw in the D bass there, or I can, I guess that's probably a good way to do that. Or I can throw that in either with the first finger or with the thumb. Okay, then diminish. Okay, throw in that note there. Now I'm just going to digress here about this diminish. So this is E, G, B flat. So if you wanted to make it fully diminished, you can just take it down to here. So move these 6 intervals in minor thirds. And then you have your E, G, B flat, and C sharp, fully diminished 7th chord. So I don't want to get off on too much of a tangent on that, but that's something that you can also throw in with this. And then back to the F. Okay, so I think what I'll do next is I have a DrumJam here. This is drum kit combo, and I like to practice about metronome at about 88. That just gives me enough time to kind of explore different ideas. So I'm just gonna kind of just play through this. Maybe I'll just start off just going like 1, 4, 5. Just do the majors, explore a little bit, put in different bass notes, and just kind of see what happens. I don't really have this all planned out. I like to keep things a little bit more spontaneous. This was a spontaneous idea from earlier this morning after my morning practicing. Came up with a couple of concepts, and now I'm sharing them with you. So let's kind of see what happens here. So the other thing you can do is, rather than playing these low bass notes, you could also, like let's say if I did, like say this fingering here, then you have that bass note too. So then you actually end up with, the root of the chords. You have root, so you have root, fifth, root. So that might actually be kind of a cool thing to create an interesting rhythm part. So on that 6th interval, F and A, I can throw in the F bass, and then I can throw in that one. Or if you wanted to get fancy, you can throw in even the 3rd, like a first inversion. So you can go like, kind of like Layla, how they do that kind of. So once again, there's so many different things you can do. It's music, so there's a lot of possibilities. So I'll just kind of do the same thing. I'll just do those 1, 4, 5 majors just to keep everything consistent. And then if I discover something, I can do the same thing on each of the chords. And I'll go back to the DrumJam. So the DrumJam just gives me just a little bit of a rhythm to play off of. And this would work, in a jazz setting also, or finger style. So I've been kind of into this kind of more rock sound with the expandora, just kind of where I'm at right now. So, all right, so let's do kind of the same thing now with the minors. Okay, so you got this, G. So do G minor. Maybe I'll just kind of vamp back and forth between those two, kind of like a Dorian sound. Okay, so then what happens here? Let's see. So we got the. So I'm trying to think what's the most practical. Actually, it might make more sense to kind of play this G minor first interval like this, and then play this one with these two fingers, and then I have my root and my fifth. So it'll be kind of similar. G minor, bass note, the sixth interval, root fifth, and then A minor. And then, so the D minor. Maybe I'll just try kind of a loose blues here. Okay, so in your key of F, your relative minor would be D minor. So I can do blues in D minor. Yeah, I'll just do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So now I'm getting a little bit more interesting, and that's obviously things you can do with this. You can not just play the root third, fifth, but then you can connect it with the other intervals. Let me see if I like this rhythm here with this. Yeah, I can. So I'll do G minor, A minor to D minor. Pentatonic stuff. Yeah, I'll just stop the track for a little bit. Okay, so that's kind of a pretty obvious thing for a guitar player to do. You're playing a bluesy kind of thing, G minor, A minor, D minor, and then throw in some pentatonic stuff. So I could, throw in some lead guitar pentatonic, or just kind of this kind of root. Yeah, that's a very sort of a standard kind of. So you can kind of play around with those things while you're putting these sixths. With the D minor. So I'm just adding in these pentatonic pieces, root, fifth, and that's just the bottom part of a blues box. I'm just not adding in the. So I'm almost. I've had other videos where I talk about this kind of almost multi-dimensional. So there's your bass player, and then this is kind of like your horns or guitar. right, I think what I want to do here next. Yeah, I think I'll just play with this idea a little bit more, and then maybe I'll pull out another jam track. I have a couple jam tracks worked out, major, minor. So the idea with this is just to explain this to you, how you can take 6 intervals and create chords, and then obviously if you have like a bass player or some kind of jam track or a keyboard, then you can use this to create a different kind of sound. So I'll put the DrumJam on. I just go G minor, A minor, D minor, playing around with the 6 intervals, pentatonic, and then maybe I'll also throw in a couple lead things. So I'll go off a little bit here and see what I can come up with here. Okay, I think that's pretty good for all those concepts. I'm going to switch to these other tracks here. So let's see which one I want to do next. Okay, so now I'm just going to do like an F to a G minor. I think I got this idea. I'll have to give a little bit of credit here. I was watching, Paul David's Ariel Posen or whatever. He was doing a track. He was doing like an E chord to an F sharp minor, and then he's doing one of his tunes. So I thought, well, I'll just take those first 2 chords, F to G minor. Seemed like it would be kind of fun to kind of jam off of. So I'm just going to take this F to G minor. And I guess what I should do, I should move to the other strings also. So let's go second set of 4 strings. So I did the intervals here. Let me go to this string here. So so you got C, E, E, G, D, F, F, A. That's like a D minor. Here's your diminished E, G, G, B flat. And then that kind of looks like, if you look at it a certain way, it kind of looks a little bit like a fully diminished chord. Okay, F A, A C, so F chord, G B flat, B flat, D, like a G minor chord, A C, C E, A minor chord. That's a nice inner voicing there. A minor triad. Okay, B flat D, D F, B flat chord, and I guess I'll go one more here. So C E, E G, C chord, and then I guess I'll do D minor because that's going to come up a little later. So D F, F, A, and that's kind of a D minor chord. Okay, so let me kind of play around on this this string. So F, I'm just going to do F for 2 measures, slow, and then a G minor for a couple measures. So I think what I'll do here is I won't be putting in bass. I'll just kind of put in some pentatonic fragments. So for the F one, I'll just put in F major pentatonic. And then for the G minor, I'll just put in G minor pentatonic. Okay, I'll just go off on this a little bit. F to G with these 6 intervals, and then I'll throw in some pentatonic kind of standard licks, nothing too flashy, just so you can kind of hear the sound. I'll let you listen to the track here. This is iReal Pro, F chord. To G minor, that's all it is. So I'm just sliding up from whatever. A little vibrato there. I'll put a couple licks in here. Okay, so now this might be an interesting idea. So now realize that these are just little pieces of chords. So if you have a band, backing track, whatever, so you can embellish around these 6 intervals to create different types of melodic and harmonic ideas. Adding that, okay, so that's kind of like 9, and then here. So I did like a little bend up to the 4 there. Okay, now so depending on your idea there, if you went here, now let's say you wanted to get that D note there, and then maybe you would have to kind of refinger quickly. And that's kind of a slick idea. So taking that FA. So what I did there, so now I can maybe add in that D note there. Okay, and then for the G minor, so you have kind of these surround notes. Okay, and then it would just be up to like your ear, your instincts to see what works. So okay, I'll just kind of put this back on. So F, it's an F to G minor, and then as I'm going to just add in some melodic interest around these 6 intervals. Here's the G minor. a couple ideas there. Okay, I think I'm going to start to wrap this up. So the idea here is you take these different intervals and create melodic, harmonic ideas, guitar parts. I didn't get to the bottom couple of strings. Maybe I'll just talk about that briefly. So the nice thing about the 6 intervals on the guitar, so they're the same there and on these 2 strings. And then the same thing happens here. So the 6 intervals are the same on these 2 strings and these 2 strings. And there's a lot of interesting things you can do there because you can add notes on top. So maybe what I'll do here is I'll go to C and B flat. So C, E, and then E and G. Okay, for the C chord, and then for the B flat chord, B flat D, and then D, F. Okay, so I'll put the track on, and I'll kind of do the same thing. So if you just refer to the F major sheet that I have available for you, you can just kind of take these pieces of chords and add different notes, like there, or slides, and like that. Okay, so let's see what happens here. So let me just change the track. C to B flat. I'll let you listen to the track here. C. Kind of like a Grateful Dead kind of, Mixolydian kind of sound. Okay, let's see what happens here. So we got the C, E. And B flat. I'm just going to go off on a little bit of a tangent here. So I'm talking about these 6 intervals, but with music, everything's kind of related and connected. So to my mind, when I see that, I think of that kind of Grand Funk Railroad. I'm getting closer to my home, or that kind of Hendrix thing that he would play those. So there's your C chord, there's your C over E. And then there's your B flat, like Wind Cries Mary. So then you can expand on these interval things. So you have an interval, and then you have kind of a pentatonic lick in there. Okay, and then here. So one of the things I did here, so on the C chord, when I went up to here, I added in sus4. Now on the B flat chord, you kind of have 2 choices there. You can kind of go, you can play that Lydian sound, or you can just play like the flat, the regular 4. So depending on the context, you'll hear both things. In rock stuff, you'll hear, the Lydian, or you'll hear the regular 4. So I think what I'll do here, I'll just kind of work with this a little bit more. I'll just kind of throw in some kind of standard Hendrix-y kind of interval, pentatonic licks. Here's my C. Here's my B flat. Okay, I'll throw in some licks here. Okay, see how that works. Okay, I think this will be my last example here. So I'm just going to just throw in at the end here just one more concept that you might find interesting. So if you kept running these intervals up to the next sixth interval, like in thirds, then you get the flatted seventh and the ninth. So here I'm just going to do something simple: D minor to A minor. So D minor, D F, F A. That's just your triad. If you go up one more, you have A and C, which is D minor 7. Now the beauty, once again, of these six intervals is once you figure that out for a minor 7th chord, then it's exactly the same. So here's my A minor, A C, C E, and then E G. So that's giving me a minor 7th sound. So that's kind of a cool thing to do also. So the track itself is just D minor to A minor. So I'll do a little bit here, D minor here, A minor here, and then also I have a convenient place right here, D F, F A. A C, that's your D minor chord, and then your A minors right here. A C, C E, then E G. And then A minor. Okay, I think I'll just play out the video with this. I'm just going to do some intervals, some licks, and just kind of see what happens and just kind of improvise as I traditionally do at the end of these videos. I just do an ending improvisation. So try to make things pretty clear for the most part, and then maybe just throw in things that I find interesting here. D minor to A minor. Well, thanks for watching and listening, and have fun exploring these 6 intervals to create your triads and 7th chords.